every once in a while, life sends you a message of how humanity really is. And, oh, we're kind of screwed. And this happened to be in a Walmart bathroom. I had to take a shit. I look at the current economic situation in the Western world, and at this time I'm taking a dump in the Walmart. This pretty well summed it up. This is OTR Ogre and Corgi, and hey, if you like what I'm doing or hate what I'm doing, like, leave, and subscribe, comment if you so choose, leave a comment if you want to, I can give a shit. Let's get into this. So, I'm driving through the Midwest. I gotta take a crap, you know, go do some grocery shopping. So, I go there, first thing I do is hit the Walmart bathroom. I walk to the big stall, because there was a guy in the regular stall, and it's like really bad, like fucking about to overflow. And there's actually a plunger there, and I try to make an attempt to maybe plunge this so I can use the toilet, but I'm like, this water's too deep, and I don't want to overflow on the floor. So I'm like, I've made my good faith effort, because I'm like, hey, this isn't even my job to begin with, I just need to use the shitter. I'm like, man, that's too much for me. I back off. Right as I do, the guy in the neighboring shitter looks like he's like from Fargo, North Dakota, you know, that type of coat. You know, goes over to the back. He looks over at me like he knows that fucking gigantic Dooger is in the fucking neighboring toilet. So I don't know what the story is. But I go to the stall that he was using. And so, yeah, next door is the fucking potential disaster. In the time I was there taking a shit, because, you know, big ass, big fucking dump, they were first, one guy walked up in there and used the bathroom. Didn't flush it, because it was about to overflow. Didn't improve the situation, didn't go, oh, I should go tell somebody. Another guy shows up and takes a dump on top of the 2, 3, however many dumps are fucking clogged up there. Once again, doesn't flush it, doesn't do anything. One guy that had a Walmart vest on, you know, like the outside vest with the, you know, high vis, walks up, looks at it, like, oh, fucking God, and then walks away, doesn't do anything. There's a plunger right there. Another guy shows up, and this is all while I'm taking a shit to wipe my ass, by the way, looks at the situation and decides, all right, I'm going to crap on this 3 craps, 4 craps tall, you know, fucking loaf, sewage pond, basically, that's floating on the top, near the top where it's about to overflow. And thinks to take a shit, then goes to flush, and he's like, oh, crap, man, it starts overflowing. At this point, I'm pretty well wiping up my ass, you know, getting done there. And a manager Walmart guy shows up, actually a blue vest shows up. It's like, oh, man, what the fuck, man? It's like, God, it's overflowing. And I tell him my thoughts on it. I'm like, this is humanity in general right there. You know, like, I show up, I try to do something, try to unplug it. But I'm like, use the other toilet. I'm like, well, the other one's free. And I'm like, there were 3 people, at least, 3, 4 people, that used that toilet, including one other Walmart guy didn't do shit. And this is what it reminds me of when it comes to this whole crisis with the debt and everything. Everybody is looking at the situation going, somebody else deal with this. Yeah, people are even crapping on top of crap. Because they're like, hey, as long as I get what I want, I don't give a fuck. Like, if this overflows and there's a sewage pond in the bathroom and they have to shut it down, not my problem. I've already taken a dump. And, yeah, that's kind of how I view a lot of this whole stimulus garbage and all this crap and the inflating of the dollar. Like, everybody literally, instead of not giving a shit, they're leaving a piece of shit somewhere for somebody else to deal with. The next generation, mostly. Like, hey, you don't enjoy that debt that the boomers, the Gen Xers, and a lot of the millennials, like, those of us that are productive, we're not the fucking problem here. We're like the people, like, when I showed up and I'm like, there's a plunger there, but I'm like, look, it's a little too deep. This is a little more that I want to deal with. But the reality is that the majority of motherfuckers on this country, in this world, they frankly do not care how bad things get. Just as long as they get their piece, or leave their piece in this case. And that's why, to some degree, even though when it comes to mathematics and, economic statistics, and I'm like, hey man, this is perfectly fixable. We just have to change our behaviors. And everyone's like, no man, we just need to fuck over the rich. And like, I'm not a huge fan of the rich, but I don't believe in coveting what they have. Like, they have what they have, that's what they have. I don't care. I mean, I don't have to have all those things to be happy. But you bet all these fucking slimy motherfuckers in society, the average person, yeah, if they could be rich tomorrow, like ridiculously rich, stupid rich, instead of just comfortable and satisfied, oh yeah, who do I gotta stab? Who do I gotta shit on to get to that? That's the way most people are. So there's a part of me that looks at it and goes, even if you had the power, you common-born motherfuckers would screw this up so bad, so fucking bad. And then the rest of us are supposed to sit there and be like, okay, we better go back to work and fix society and pay more taxes. Like, somebody else doesn't want to go and protest out on the street. Like, hey, you want to bet your jobs will be back if you just went there and told all the cops and told all the politicians to go fucking stuff it. Tell them you can't arrest us all, you can't fill it up, and you know you're going to lose this battle. But none of you cowardly motherfuckers will do it. You're like, oh, just give me a little more stimulus. God forbid I have to actually take a stance in life. Fuck that. No. That's part of the reason I'm taking up the position over all of the years that, like Aaron Clary would say, sanity is the future of wealth. Like, I know you average people, you mediocre masses, you're not going to do anything that's going to save your own situation. Why should I sink with your ship? And that's why I highly recommend, if you're an individual, be it male, female, big toe-minded style person where you're like fiercely independent, seriously, look into other countries. Look into other countries, places worldwide you could invest. When the market crashes, yeah, happily buy up other people's property. If they were too stupid to save and, live efficiently along the way. Like, don't act like children are an accident, people. That's ridiculous. Like, children are not an accident, and the fact that you don't want to get a decent trade versus working at like Subway or some crap, that's not the world's fault. But it really is. Most people are just, the majority of people you see in the world are just waiting for someone to unclog the septic system, to fix the problem that they've left for the world. Do you want to be the one having to deal with that? Do you want to be the one using the toilet snake on society? Are they even going to give you the credit when you fix it? And that's the real question you should have for yourself. And the answer is fucking no. People are, for the most part, thankless, ugly individuals. I don't even know how to put it. They're ugly people. And it's not to say they're physically ugly. It's just their souls are dirty. And it's like the whole Jesus complex. Hey, I brought you a better way. Don't be a douchebag. Don't do this. Come on, let's be better people. And they're like, nah, fuck you. You get put on a stick. Don't be like Jesus. Anyways, I'm going to be more like Machiavelli. Have a good one.